What's up, y'all? This is the after party. This is episode 4, right?
Yes.
We got Chad, Chatty Daddy, Chad Black, Chad. We got Darion, Dion the dancer, Momma G, my mother, but also Darion's mother, also Johnny's mother, soon to be Chad's mother, whenever we adopt you, and then myself, Daniel. And this is episode 4. We're gonna talk about. I have no idea.
All sorts of things.
We were gonna just freeball it.
We're going to talk about the wee baby little Daniel. Sweet baby
Go a little
Jesus.
commando.
And go improv.
Yeah. So, Mom, you got anything to say? Anything you want to tell me that you didn't tell me in my childhood?
No,
Nothing?
nothing.
Not at this point.
What's the when was the first time you caught me smoking weed?
I really don't remember.
Do you remember that time you flushed a dime bag of mine? I worked really hard to get that.
I remember that.
Daryl's like, I remember that. I remember you flushing our weed.
I remember me and your father starting to fill up with gas and finding part of a joint in the gas cap.
No, that was that aluminum pipe I told you.
And
you
I
guys
went
about.
to throw it away, and a police officer was right there at the trash can. And my
Yeah.
anxiety level just went sky high.
Yeah, I remember that. Because Dad walked down from the balcony. He was like, red already.
It must be so much better now that it's not recreationally legal, but medically legal.
Well, I will have to say, even though I was really against it at first, it's a lot better than alcohol.
Yeah. We tried to tell you it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I mean, how many high drivers have killed people?
Actually,
If anything, they just drive too slow because they think they're going so fast. Like, wow,
Yeah,
dude,
exactly.
my little Honda Civic's like a Lambo.
the only problem is that they don't separate it between marijuana DUI and alcohol DUI. It's
Yeah,
still
it's
a
a
DUI.
Just DUI in general.
That's stupid.
Yeah, they really do need to get the statistics on that.
Alcohol ruins more people and more lives.
It's also, it
That's
actually
really
kills
poison.
more people than any drug.
Yeah,
I mean, it's more addicting. So
It is more addicting.
people
It's
are
more
using
addicting than heroin, even.
and more available.
Yeah, more easily
More readily available?
Yeah.
Maybe you should stop smoking weed.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, no good.
Maybe for the podcast.
Nah, we should definitely drink. No, just kidding.
No,
No.
we can't drink.
Oh,
not
yeah.
to the
Sober
29th.
October.
No, I thought it was sober October. You just need to make it sober for the rest of your life.
Life's pretty
steps.
boring, Momma G.
What's your definition of sober here?
Baby steps. Baby steps.
I would think it would be more boring to not remember the next day.
Oh, I remember it all. I'm so embarrassed when I wake up the next day.
I remember it all unless I go on a bender. And then I remember bits and pieces.
It's better to wake up with no regrets.
I wake up every day with regrets, regardless of if I consume alcohol.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm kidding. All right, let's get into some topics. Let's just
All right, so guys,
fire away.
would
And it's my mom, Chad. It's okay. You can say all the words.
even penis?
Yes.
I have a son. I know what one is.
So guys,
Yes, I do have one.
would you guys date a single mom? And then, Momma G, would you date a single dad?
Would you date a single mom?
At this point, she's probably like, fuck, man, yes. I would do it.
At my age, I won't date anybody.
Really?
Why is that?
Yeah, what's your reasoning?
Talking to the mic.
Yeah,
Because I don't want to.
Let the people know what's up.
okay. Is there a reason why you don't want to? You just feel like you're happy with where you're at in life, you know?
I've spent the majority of 61 years taking care of other people. I want to live alone.
No, that's true, yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
You know,
Yeah, she has 5 kids and all that, so.
I see what you're saying.
And
So
everybody
Mom-
else, too.
7, 8.
Yeah.
So it's finally to look out for number one. It's time to look out for number one, is what you're saying?
Well, no, I need to find myself again.
Okay.
She needs to go on a trip to Bali or Thailand or whatever and do
Bali-
do that eat, pray, love type shit, you know?
I've already done that before y'all were born in the years BC.
Really?
Oh, in the years
You-
BC.
where all did you travel to?
I lived in France, Italy, and Australia as a foreign exchange student, and then I traveled to 27
Wait,
other
you lived
countries.
in Italy?
Yeah,
That's
Oh,
okay,
I just
awesome.
knew about France and Australia.
I lived in Le Quesnoy, France, Grosseto, Italy, and then on a farm 3 miles outside of Rome. And then I lived in Mitchell, Queensland, and Kendrick, Victoria, Australia.
That's cool.
But Italy was at a different
What?
That's
No. She actually got shot at in Australia.
Well, don't y'all want to hear about other topics? I only got shot at because I was American.
What?
Yeah, but can you take us
What?
through the story and how you felt? You need a shot? You nervous? No, okay.
She's like, let me remember. what
So
happened."
we got you on the podcast, and you've got a lot of life experience, and like we want to hear these stories.
That's true.
Okay, well, I was living in outback Queensland, and we had went with these guys we worked for. There was me and a girl that worked for them anyway. We went to this place, and people found out I was from Oklahoma, so they started singing the song Oklahoma, and there was a drunk Aussie in the room.
Nice.
And he started calling me a Yankee bee.
Yankee
Why do they call all Americans Yankees?
I don't know,
know.
because I was like, dude, I'm from Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's like
But-
the Northeast.
That's New York, dog.
Yeah, but anyway, so we left because he started being really obnoxious. Another reason why I hate alcohol, it makes people obnoxious. But
Yeah.
anyways,
No way.
so we got in their
Never.
ute, which is like a pickup, I guess. But anyway, he started following us, and he kept on shooting at us. And I remember going around this historical marker backwards while he was shooting at us.
Wow, that's like
But
a
we
fucking
finally got
movie.
away. Yeah, he
That
was
that
just
was a
drunk.
movie.
And I felt bad because he was only shooting because I was American. It was all
Did
because
you
of me.
like what the bullets hit the car? How drunk was he? Was he hitting close or was he? How was his aim?
I mean, yeah, he hit the ute a couple of times, but
The
he didn't
ute?
hit any of us.
Oh.
Well, they call it a ute.
But
Yeah.
but he
Small
actually hit the
pickup.
vehicle. So you're actually damn. Lead was getting pumped in the vehicle. That's crazy.
That's scary.
I was
do
only
you know what he was?
19.
I mean, I assume he was just shooting a pistol, right?
Okay,
Tupac
so
Biggie
what
shit.
year was
Here's
this? What year was this?
This was 1980.
1772.
1980.
So what?
No,
that's
I
40
take
years
it
now.
back. It was 1981.
1981.
Yeah, I was in France in
What was
80.
the police like then?
The what?
The Aussie
Australia.
police. Like what?
We were in way out back Queensland.
Oh, you
Yeah, this is
were
buttfuck
gotcha.
nowhere.
Bumfuck Egypt.
yeah,
gotcha.
Like it's 6 hours east of Brisbane.
Dang, you were literally
Or
in the
I'm sorry,
sticks.
6 hours west of Brisbane.
You were in the
Yeah.
bush.
Yeah, but I got rocks thrown at me in Israel for being American.
Was it
yeah,
American
got
or was it more of
stoned.
like was it like a
bad
not
way.
wearing a headdress thing?
No, it wasn't that.
Oh, it's
It's just
literally
'cause you
for
were white.
American.
It's just because I was American, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh damn.
It's amazing to know that the world hates us.
I mean, who would have thought, right?
Well, not
What do we
everybody.
do?
We've done a lot.
The government is what
So
they
so
hate,
what's
but they
like the
take it out
most
on us.
dangerous situation? Because you've been kind of all over the world. So where's like
The scariest was maybe in New Zealand when I
really?
What?
Yeah, because I put my backpack down. I went from Australia to New Zealand to visit an exchange student that had lived with us, and I put my backpack down
Oh, that guy that would have been my dad.
to go. What? She was a girl.
I'm just kidding. The guy that was almost my dad.
Anyway, I set my backpack down to exchange currencies, and when I came back, there was a police dog by my backpack and all these
Oh, shit.
these guys in suits and a uniformed officer, and I had to wait till everybody got off the plane. They went through everything in my backpack, and Midnight Express just started running through my head. I was scared.
Oh,
They
jeez.
thought-
Did you
What did they think?
They did find something. Do you know what they found?
what?
Cigarette lighter.
A can of skull that one of this guy from Oregon had left in my backpack, and they don't have that there, so the dog sniffed it out.
It was literally just
So
tobacco.
tobacco-
It was just
Is
dip.
tobacco illegal in New Zealand?
No, but they just didn't have skull at that time.
So the dog just smelled it and was like, what the fuck is
It was
this?
something different, I guess, so the dog smelled
Yeah.
it. But everybody got a big laugh, but everybody getting off the plane looked at me like I was some druggy American.
Oh, nice.
God
you know.
dang.
Did
You
you
had
You
some
know-
bad luck
sweater on?
overseas.
You know, it's funny.
You just got that. Your sweater for did you get it for Christmas or for your birthday?
Oh, that was
The
Christmas.
weed sweater.
Oh, that was.
Oh, that, yeah.
That would have been great.
You know, in New Zealand, it's still pretty bad. Like, it's really corrupt, and they're pretty harsh on almost all drugs. I think you go to prison for like 10 years in New Zealand over a gram.
What the
I
fuck?
have no idea anymore. But I got
Well-
in the newspaper there picking kiwi fruit.
Well, my old brother-in-law, he's from Jason?
Oaxaca.
No,
Oh,
Jason.
Singapore.
Yeah, Singapore. It's really bad there. Like,
Oh, Singapore's bad.
yeah, you can still get like the death sentence from weed.
Like he
That's
said, your
crazy.
sister.
If you spit gum out on the
Would've been-
sidewalk,
Yeah.
it's 10 lashings.
Wait, they still beat people out there?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, with
What is
bamboo
going
stick.
on?
They bend you over in front of a crowd and just whop right on your back.
Wow.
Like a whip?
Oh, I'm not
No,
going
with a
to
bamboo
Korea.
stick, which is just
Oh,
as bad.
shit.
Which is just as bad.
Yeah, I mean, bamboo's pretty tough.
We have bamboo at the house if you
I have a
want to try
bamboo
it.
cutting board. It's tough.
Well, it's like it's hollow, so it's
That's a
light,
loss.
but it's tough on the outer
Yeah.
shell, so you can really get a good.
Yeah, and if you drill holes in it, I remember the first time my dad made a paddle, and it was because there was a kid. We had like an alley in our backyard, and these kids, Jacob and I forget it was Luke and Jacob, and they moved like at the end of the street, and they were just walking through the alleyway, and they had like a Red Ryder BB gun. My dad was like super against us going near guns as children because he was just afraid an accident would happen. So like these two kids are in the alleyway, and like me and Rebecca, my sister, are in the backyard, and they're like, "Hey, like, can we come over and hang out?" And they had a BB gun. I was like, "Yeah." And then we just started shooting BB gun in the backyard. My dad came out and he's like, "Rebecca, down, get in the fucking house." And then, told those kids to go back. And then he went out into like his little shed and made a paddle that was like that thick, drilled holes in it, like that wide, like that long, and had a custom handle with the actual like loop to go around his wrist.
God.
Yeah, dude, he was serious. He beat the shit out of us with that thing. And every time, and then when y'all divorced, Audra burned it in a fire in the backyard. We all like stood around it and was like,
It was like
fuck.
a Family Guy
yeah,
moment when they're beating
it was
up
it was
the-
like fuck that paddle, dude. And we all burned it. Like fuck all those licks we got.
Oh, like imagining the Family Guy scene when Stewie and Brian beat up the vinyl record recording. Of the what's it called?
You got to talk on the mic, man.
Sorry.
Thank you.
The Family Guy episode where Stewie and Brian beat up the vinyl record.
Oh
And,
yeah,
I'm
and
just
they're
imagining
playing
that.
Yeah, it was that they
the
were.
Ice Cube song. or
Yeah,
no?
they were doing the parody to that one movie where they like destroy a printer, all
Yeah.
gangster like. What's
I
that
just
movie
imagine
called?
that.
I don't remember.
I
the movie.
forgot.
That's an old one.
But that movie's hilarious, especially that scene.
So what'd you do in what'd you do in Italy? I mean, I know you were in New Zealand and Australia.
Oh, in Italy, the first farm I don't think anybody's interested in this, but anyway, the first farm I transplanted broccoli, and I lived in an apartment. No, wait. Yeah, I transplanted No, sorry, I'm getting the two places. See, age is getting to me.
It was
no.
weed.
The first place in Grosseto, I worked on a sunflower farm. They had a dairy, but I painted a house, and there was a village nearby called Nomadelphia, which took in orphans, and then they'd go around the country putting on these shows, and it wasn't far from us, so we hosted those kids a few times, which was really fun. And I just did whatever. We worked on at an Italian rodeo one time, which was different than our rodeos. And we did things like that. And then on the farm in Rome, that was 3 miles outside of Rome, it was really cool because you could look. I lived in an apartment up on the second floor. And do you know who lived underneath me?
No.
The Grand European National Jumping Horse. Lived underneath my apartment. Yeah, they had a girl from England
was
that
the
was
pub.
training it. Yeah. But anyway, you could look one way and see all the, like the Colosseum and things like that. And
Oh,
you could
that's
look
cool.
the other way and just see countryside. And the Appian Way went through the farm, which was really cool. But they grew tobacco. They had a dairy farm, but I didn't work on their dairy. I basically transplanted broccoli for the majority of the time.
And is that how you paid for things, or was it just part of your experience?
No, I was an exchange student, so it was like free room and board, and then maybe $200 a month.
And then you had to transplant broccoli on top of that, or
Well, yeah, you were paying for your room and
Okay,
board.
okay.
It was more for learning, and then of course at a lot of these places I'd speak at their version of the Rotary or Kiwanis Club, stuff like that.
Coronas.
So did you?
Kiwanis.
That's, I was about to say, so that's where it originated from. It was y'all's fault.
You'd speak
Yeah.
there? What do you mean? You like give speeches?
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it's been many, many years ago in another life.
Many years.
Yeah.
Many years.
Okay, now for the real question: what's the beer like over there, or did you drink over there?
I did, actually.
I was fucked up.
Even though I don't drink anymore. The best. Well, I even when I traveled in 2009, I always like going to. I like trying the local beer. Like one of the
Yeah,
best
of
beers
course.
I've ever tried is Timișoara. It's a beer
that
from
sounds nice.
Romania.
Can you say that again?
Timișoara.
Damn.
Tim
What kind of beer are you drinking? Timmy Schwarter, Wana, Hana, Ghana,
Anyway, I
Moana.
even got to visit that brewery, but no, it was cool, and we'd do stuff, like visit, cheese factories, and
So when, because I remember in like 2000, was it like 2011 you went back to France and stuff, or when you went?
2009 when I went to
2009?
Eastern Europe.
Yeah, because that was the first time I smoked weed. Because like mom was out of country, so it was like we're like we know we won't get caught
I like how
because
this
she's
all-
not even in the
remember that.
country.
I love how this all originates back to you smoking.
Well, no, I was gonna ask an actual good question,
That's
but
your name.
did you revisit any of the places that you had gone before I was born and stuff?
Yeah, I visited the farm in Le Quesnoy, France, because it was just really beautiful, and it was built in a square like a fortress.
Okay.
And it had been bombed during the war, but and the town the town of Le Quesnoy, it's in the north of France. It had an entire moat around the town. It was beautiful.
And moat, wow.
Yeah,
They have
and they had a
alligators in
lot
it?
of statues honoring New Zealanders that fought for them in the war. But it was
Really? That's
pretty
really nice.
Wait, so hold on.
And they actually had a marijuana plant there on the farm I lived on, and I could not speak any French at all when I moved to France because I had applied to go to Swaziland, Africa, or Colombia, South America, and I couldn't go there for various reasons. And so I just was like, send me wherever you want. So they sent me to France. And the family I lived with did not speak any English. I did not speak any French. But the first day I was there, he took me to the greenhouse, and there was this huge plant, and he goes, you know this plant? And he goes like this. Or he said it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then when the director came from Germany, he'd go around and visit some of the kids that were working on farms. And he said, yeah, that's marijuana. He took a leaf back and put under the glass of his desk.
You're director.
Nice.
That's cool.
But I never, it's really weird. Their son worked for Club Med. And so he was gone. I met him the night before I left France. But he, oh, well, I won't even tell that story.
Nah, you like looked at me.
tell the story.
It shows how stupid I am.
No,
'Cause
listen,
by that time, it's the best way to learn a language. I knew fluent French, more French than I did after studying Spanish 3 years.
Yeah, because you're living with them and that you learn their
Yeah.
slang,
Well-
you learn the way they pronounce it and everything.
Right.
But- so
Plus
what's-
there was a Belgian family that lived on the farm, and I learned a lot from the Belgian man that I milked cows with. But no, when their son came back from South America the night before I moved away to start moving to Australia, we were upstairs and he asked me if I wanted Coke, and I said sure, because I thought he meant Coca-Cola.
He came up with some white powder, and you're like,
Yeah,
is
and I
this
was
the
like,
sugar you put in it, or what?
I was like, no, thank you, and I went back downstairs. But yeah, because I was.
Whatever. You hit a
I
rock
think-
star line, and you went and milked a bunch of cows.
So that was the
No,
biggest harvest
no.
they had all year.
But
All by one person.
they had sugar beets there too.
Sugar beets.
Yeah.
What does
they
that taste
grew-
like?
We have sugar.
You haven't
beets
tried.
here.
You haven't had a beet.
Sugar.
Oh, is
B-E-E-T?
a sugar beet a beet? Just a beet?
It's just
Yeah,
like a type
it's-
of beet.
Never mind.
It's
I
like
thought
a
it was a
little-
different
I
type of
didn't have a
beet.
beat.
Yeah, but then they had bull calves, and a truck would come from Italy to pick up the bull calves. And there was a Polish lady that worked on the farm. Oh. Yeah, that would butcher the.
Sorry. So
Go into it.
is
The
this a
birds
farm?
and
Okay.
rabbits.
So you know how here we eat calf fries. We
Yeah.
castrate bulls, eat the testicles.
Yeah.
They say
So my mom
it's a
was used to that
small
growing up.
majority people.
Well,
I've
I mean,
never
like,
eaten
I mean, the country folk. My mom. So I don't know if you know, you were a FFA national champion, right?
Oh, heck yeah.
Right?
I won a couple of national awards, but I wasn't
Yeah.
like champion.
Oh, well, whatever.
I won fish and wildlife management.
Oh,
stuff like
awards. I
that.
just remember the trophies growing up in the whatever.
Yeah.
But anyways, you know, she grew up on a farm, big farm, and you used to castrate and eat the testicles, right? Mm-hmm. And you said, were you in Australia?
I was in outback Queensland.
yeah, tell
and
that.
it was weird because I got placed with this 37-year-old man and his 67-year-old mother. But anyway, they sell cattle by the head instead of by the pound. So they had rounded up all these cattle, and they let their steers get up to 4 or 5 years old, and they call them bullocks. But anyway, they were castrating one day, and I went around with a bucket and started picking up all the testicles in a bucket. And that 30
She's going to eat them.
Peter came by. He was a 37-year-old
What are you doing
man
with
we
those?
worked for, and he was like, "What in the bloody hell do you think you're doing?" And I was just looked at him really sheepishly, and I was like, "Y'all don't eat these, I take it." And I started throwing them back out onto the ground, and he just gave me this really disgusted look and walked away.
Oh my gosh! I mean, goddamn, mommy should have learned him a lesson. Fried up some fucking calf fries.
Yeah, give him some of them cattle eggs.
Show him
should
some of that Luke
have.
Bryan eating.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, she's just
out of
collecting
the movie.
balls. Like, oh
I
my
was
gosh! Like,
really
why
embarrassed.
is this 19-year-old girl collecting balls? This is such a weird kink. It's like, y'all don't eat these?
He's probably like, gosh, we showed her how to butcher a cattle. Now she's going to do it to us.
She's really going for the nuts on this one.
Oh, there was a native Aborigine that worked on that station
Oh,
too.
that's
That's
cool.
cool.
Yeah, and he was really funny. He rode a motorcycle a lot, but
Can I
because
ask?
we had to make an airstrip.
Did he, was it one of the ones that are like that? Like, or is that?
I don't remember that.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
Okay.
Did he play a didgeridoo or no?
I don't know. I don't.
He
believe
didn't
that.
like serenade
But we
you?
did go around
Didgeridoo.
singing waltzing Matilda and stuff sometimes.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Hey, you might not even want to tell us because I know you love animals so much. She once beat up a girl on a bus for killing a fly. But can you tell me about the time you shot a kangaroo?
So the fly was way more
that story.
important.
I was a
kangaroo
I was a
guys.
fifth grader, and I warned her ahead of time not to kill it.
Don't
so.
you fucking touch that housefly right there.
How do you feel about
That's
okay,
a whole ass fruit fly right
before
there.
we get to the kangaroo, how do you feel about houseflies now?
Kill them all.
I don't like flies.
Hashtag
You don't like
kill all.
flies. Gosh.
So, yeah, no, kangaroos were a nuisance. And
Because the dingo
and
fence
also dingoes, yeah.
The dingo fence, you know, they have that dingo
Dingo's
fence
scary.
that goes across Australia, and it went through the property
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
it
on.
was-
So, yeah. But when I did, and I brought it back, I never did it again. I'd always say that I just couldn't find one because, do you know what they did with the kangaroo I brought back?
They
What?
eat it?
No, they cut off one leg, threw it to one dog, one leg to the other dog, and the body to the third
It's even
dog.
worse.
I couldn't do it.
So,
So I never did it
they
again.
didn't even eat
Dogs
it?
come from
They didn't even
wolves.
eat it. They just used it for dog food.
Yeah, they just let the dogs eat it.
Damn.
But I've heard
Well-
of kangaroo tail soup and stuff, but I've never tried it. But no, they just gave it to the dogs. So after that, I just never did.
Dogs come
do it
from
again.
wolves.
I mean,
Dang.
you know what? They
That's
do
crazy.
got a lot of muscle on them, so they probably do got some good meat on them. But
Well,
I
it
just
could be
can't
sick.
imagine.
Could
Do
be
you know how to
tough.
take
Yeah.
a kangaroo down?
Yeah, and gamey.
No.
If you shoot a kangaroo in the tail, it can't jump anymore.
Oh,
Damn.
I
Did you
see
hit it in the tail? And then you hit
That's
it
some gangster shit
elsewhere?
right
Dude, what a hard
Dang,
what a
mom was
shot.
like, I'm gonna take out the one thing.
So what was
Dang.
the reason behind shooting the kangaroo? Like,
Because they would tear down the dingo fence.
oh, okay, so they are.
So they
you
were a
meant, like,
pest.
legit
But what's
nuisance.
weird is
I
that
thought-
yeah, when I moved down to Kundrik, Victoria, that Australian family, they actually had 4 kids, and they couldn't believe that they had me do that, and they only had kangaroos as pets down there.
Oh.
So it's totally like night and day.
Yeah.
on the
you
other
know.
side of the fence, like
I
one
mean-
side
I mean,
like
that happens
pets, and the
here,
other
too.
side is.
No, I mean, because I lived in outback Queensland, which is,
Yeah.
if you look on a map of Australia, it's like 6 hours west of Brisbane, I believe.
Okay.
And then Kundrik, Victoria is down on the New South Wales Victoria border, along the
Okay.
Murray River. So it's quite far. from each
Okay,
other.
okay.
But yeah.
Wow. I didn't know about
But
the
it was-
dingo. I've heard about the dingo fence.
Fucking
I didn't know the dingo fence literally was like the Great Wall of China for dingoes and kangaroos.
Yeah, but and two, if you ever go to Australia to where there's koala bears, you can go hunting for them. Not hunt,
Yeah.
hunt because
A
I love
koala bear?
Can't-
That's
can't-
like so defenseless.
But to fight, no, I don't mean to hurt
Oh.
them.
Little fuck.
Oh, you said, honey, I'm like,
But,
They
you
are
talking about-
fucking mean though.
Are they? I didn't know.
yeah.
Yeah, but you
They're
know what?
vicious.
Yeah.
I went to Phillips Island. It's this little 3-mile island south of Australia, and I went spotlighting them with this girl from Canada, and we used flashlights, and you just listen for their poop to drop. And then no.
I'd be so confused. I'd be like, Chad, is that you?
You know what was
scary.
amazing to me? Because I was at the Brisbane Zoo that I visited it, that I believe became Steve Irwin's.
Oh,
I'm not sure, but it
maybe.
was. I
There's
didn't.
like-
I had never
That's pretty
heard of
cool.
them at that time, but I got to hold a koala bear, and it waited till I held it, and it felt most comfortable with me because it pooped on me, and I was amazed that its poop was like rabbit pellets.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just thought it would be.
Did you know their
bigger.
babies eat the poop to build up their immune system?
Wow.
I mean,
I
makes
mean, I
sense.
used to do that.
And apparently a lot of koalas are carriers of chlamydia.
Really?
So if they scratch you,
Makes sense.
better go
What?
test your pee. Yep.
Don't get scratched by a koala bear.
Yeah, start
I was
random
gonna say, are they the
info.
ones with the long nails?
Yeah. That's how they climb up the tree and blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
eucalyptus
Them-
trees.
Yeah, and sloths. Sloths are kind of cool, man, but they're like scary at the same time. It's like, why are they so
Scary,
smart?
yeah.
Why-
I
look
te-
into your soul. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with sloths, dude. I texted one 2 weeks ago. It still hasn't got back to me.
You work at the DMV.
Sloth.
No, that was a great joke in that one movie. I think it was called Pets. That at
Or-
DMV.
Zootopia?
Zootopia. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That DMV.
Oh, that sloth
worker
one. It's like
saw.
going
That was
to,
one of the greatest.
And he's like,
and they're like in like a,
"Ah."
they're like in a big rush.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
She asked the question like 10, 20 times. Go ahead.
But hey,
Well, so we got off dating and all that and got into you traveling.
oh well, yeah. No,
Okay,
that was
you
just
go
some
back to
stories. You
koala
know.
bears.
Dating.
I definitely
dating
wanted
is one of
to,
those.
everyone to hear that testicle story because I think it's so funny. She's going around collecting
Oh
balls.
no, there's nothing but
And
great
they're like, what the
stories.
fuck are you doing?
So would you guys date a single mom?
I mean, I have before.
But
Would
you're not
they
with
date
her.
me is the question.
Huh?
But you're not with her. Is there a reason?
Her kids were cooler than she was.
I've never dated a single mom ever.
Or about single father? Single father?
No, I mean, no. I got married to their dad and I had 5 kids, and
He was done after that.
yeah.
Bet. Gotcha.
Bet. Betty.
Darion, what about you?
Wait.
Single mom. Would you date one?
Single mom? I would, but I don't think they date me.
Hold on.
They date
What
me.
can
You
I
gotta work on that confidence.
Hey, do y'all kids play Apex? Cause I'll fit right in.
Dude, you gotta teach me how to play Roblox real quick.
Yeah, teach some Minecraft.
Darion, is it? There's a difference between dating a single mom and banging a single mom. That's.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. Like, would you actually stick around?
You should not
yeah.
just.
I mean, that's my thing. Like, I would date one, but everything would have to be perfect because I would have more like standards. I think.
yeah.
I would have to make sure like I'm serious, because when there's like other kids involved and their feelings getting hurt if I was to leave. So like, I don't think I would date a single mom just because it would be like such an unrealistic scenario that like I would have to like her enough and I would have to be serious enough.
Exactly.
You know.
That's some head over heel shit right there, man.
Yeah, that's some
Don't
like
raise someone
that's
else's
some like
kids.
I have to trust you 100%. I have to think this is gonna last forever. All that kind of shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And what were you gonna
Oh,
say?
I love it.
You shouldn't just
I
what?
don't think I'd be on that level.
Well, one problem with all the younger generation, I believe, is y'all just.
It's this social
What's
media.
that term you banging?
Bang. I was trying to just
You
keep
should.
from
You
using the word
shouldn't do that
fuck,
without
but-
dating.
It's so weird. Like people are doing
My
the
opinion-
ultimatum,
No,
and
you're
you're like,
good.
"What are
that
we?"
makes sense. Hookup culture is
Y'all
definitely,
just knocking boots.
hookup culture is definitely bad, especially in our generation. I'll give you that.
Yeah,
It's
I do
pretty
believe
awful.
it is.
Chad. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, go ahead though, Glennis. You were gonna say?
No,
Elaborate.
I just think it is bad. Whatever he just
So,
said.
so, Mom, what's your body count?
Jeez.
That would be none of your business. see, that's another thing too. Is
Is it people are just too open about it?
no, yeah, y'all are too. When I was growing up, people kept stuff personal. They didn't go out and shout it to
Everything
the
on
world.
the internet.
That's where I think social media, which we're doing now,
Which
is
we're
bad
doing
in
right
some way.
Well, I mean, we're not
Anyways.
sharing our darkest secrets, I guess, but
Yeah.
I don't really have any
But
secrets.
Yeah, that's
the
just
thing
right.
is, would the body count matter to you if you were getting married? Because to me, it would.
Yeah. Yeah. it really would.
I don't know.
Definitely.
I mean, if it
triple
was
digits is definitely gonna
okay,
make
well,
me
triple
squirm.
digits.
I'm like, ugh.
That's just
And
insane.
but it's really hard to find a girl that's below double digits. So
Are you serious? Really?
I'm not joking.
No way.
2022.
That's kind of true.
That's pretty true. It's actually like 99%.
So Caitlyn
true.
was really like 1 in a million.
Oh,
One in a bajillion.
yeah.
one of the
I-
big-
I wouldn't even want that though. Like, I don't know.
Why? That makes no sense.
No experience. Like, if I'm gonna marry
That's
someone,
such
I want to have a
BS
good
fucking-
Hold
Why
on,
can't
hold
you
on,
experiment
What?
together
That's
and learn together?
ridiculous.
He doesn't know
What?
anything. Then
No, I'm not
Just
saying
learn
that.
together.
I'm just saying like,
I feel like train is the wrong word, but you could teach her.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
well that too. But I mean, like for one,
But
I'm
it's
not-
something that comes
it's-
naturally.
Yeah, but it's unfair because if she's saving herself, then she'd probably want me to save myself, and that's already too late. So, I'm just saying.
That's
Was
fail.
that her point of view? She wanted you to be celibate until what, marriage or something?
Who?
The figurative.
Caitlyn girl.
No,
That's
Caitlin's
his
my
sister.
older sister. She actually saved herself till marriage. Yeah.
Didn't even,
Yay.
Caitlin's a
didn't even
unicorn.
French kiss till age 28
Wow.
She was a unicorn.
when
man.
she was married.
Well, that's impressive.
Oh, you know what's funny? Okay,
don't know if we
I
should
gotta
say
tell this.
that.
I gotta tell this story.
Wait.
Well, maybe I shouldn't because involved. Okay, never
We
mind.
might need
Is
to
it
edit
about
that
you?
out because I don't think
Yeah, maybe
want
we'll
to-
cut that out. Well,
We'll just cut out the name.
anyways,
We'll cut
we
out the
could just
name.
say we know somebody that we know
Yeah,
saved
just-
themselves
just-
till they were 28.
well, that's fine. I mean,
I mean, there's
I
no
don't think
last
she care.
name. There's
I
no
mean,
last
there's
name
nothing
said.
wrong with saving yourself. I'm not saying that. Like, that's great that you can do that.
Also, there was no last names mentioned, so like,
Yeah.
we're
I just
good.
said my sister. No, but there.
We'll cut that
Okay,
out.
I won't
nobody's gonna
tell
beat
this.
your
I think
sister.
everything
Body
else is
count, man.
fine because like all we did say that she saved herself. That's
It's
fine.
okay. It's-
But
She should be proud of that, actually.
but the
That's
story
pretty
I
hard
want to
to believe
tell,
these
I
days.
can't. I probably shouldn't say without her
Approval.
approval.
I
Yeah.
gotcha. I gotcha.
But it's hilarious. I want to
Oh,
say it.
I think I know what it
Yeah, I
is.
think you probably do because
Yeah,
I've said it
cool.
before.
Oh, let's just say irony ain't no joke, bro.
I know. Yeah.
Irony ain't no joke, and
It's hilarious.
Karma doesn't always come
Just
around.
say I knew how to clear my browser history. Someone else in my family didn't.
Oh no.
And my mom thought I was watching anime porn, and it wasn't me.
Oh no.
Oh, that's like
And there was a select person in my family that had a bunch of anime, Trigun, Inuyasha, all on DVD, all drawings and
He's
shit.
talking about Butters,
Rest
Anyways.
in peace.
right? He told me about that last week. I was like, why didn't anybody tell me about Butters?
Oh yeah.
Sad.
I don't know who
It's
Butters
kinda-
is, but
Butters
Rip,
was our family dog. He's
oh,
a
Rip Butters.
quarter. Rip. RP, bro.
But it was a joke because
Dude, I hope you're getting lit in-
Butters was looking at the anime.
No, I remember when I thought you were looking at porn and I went and started. I wasn't usually nosy, but I wanted to know because I was concerned.
What?
And it turns out he was on a Christian website, and these older pastors, you were telling them that you were only 14 and they did not believe you because they thought you were a pastor of the church because you were so knowledgeable.
Because I was writing them. Yeah, no,
how
I
did
was
that
just
happen?
talking to him. I was like literally just talking to him. I was really into like nature and God and everything at the time.
He was, because one time I walked out of the room and I was just joking with him, and I said, "Now remember, obey your father and mother." And he goes, "Mom, you know God was talking about Mother Earth."
And Father God.
Yeah, and
So
Father
wait, that's
not.
nothing new. Wait, when was
But
that?
to me, it
I was
made
like
sense.
14 or
he
13.
He was like 13 or 14. But
That
to
actually
me, it made
makes
sense.
that actually
because-
makes insane amount of sense. Holy
Yeah,
crap.
because there's
I've
so
never had it
many
explained like
horrible
that.
parents out there. I mean, now
Yeah.
you got parents that are crackheads and stuff. Like that's
Oh,
not even a parent.
And they get
And so when he
government
said that,
Yeah.
it made a lot of sense.
I mean,
It's
at that
like,
time it
you
was
know,
symbolic to me, but yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So you can learn from your children.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Yeah, that was.
That's insane.
There's a lot of
to
weed
say that
smoking.
to say that at 14, that's intense. I've never had it explained like that.
I was smarter back
crazy.
then than what I am now, like for sure. I was way more into. I'm a piece of shit now, dude.
Alcohol
feel
kills
strong.
brain cells. It does. Just so
Well,
you know.
yeah, I'm not drinking. I'm trying to rejuvenate, Mom.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah, we haven't drank. Was it
3 weeks now?
18 days? No,
I'm not.
It's 18th?
This is on date.
I think it's
Uh,
18th, but yeah, we got 11 more
We
days.
we did drink like the last day of September too.
the very last day, and we went hard.
So
actually.
it is the 18th, yeah. So 18th.
That's
We went
good, though.
hard.
That's the longest I've.
That's really-
I left 8 shots deep and like 2 or 3 beers deep, and apparently that doubled after I left.
Wait,
Yeah,
like
I,
your
uh,
intake? Like you did more? When
No,
you-
no.
Oh,
After I left, I went and hung out.
okay. Oh, yeah, I
and,
went to the bars.
Well, yeah, we did, but I left. I left early, and then apparently they continued to go, and they doubled.
Oh, that was
it.
when David and
Yeah,
Danny.
David and
yeah.
Danny.
Oh, is that
Yeah,
the
that was
same
the
night
last
that they got
thing.
into it?
Yeah. But yeah, this is the longest I've been without the drinking since I was probably like 15.
Honestly, I didn't drink that heavily until we.
I didn't want to say it because my mom's right there. But
God damn.
I was like, yeah, probably about. I mean,
Yeah, it's funny. As
ever
all
since
your
I
kids
started
get older,
drinking,
you
it was
tell me
always like a
everything.
regular thing. Not like, I wasn't drinking much back then, obviously, and it wasn't. I mean, it was at least a few times a month, so.
Wait, can I ask
I
you
didn't-
something
oh.
since you're both sitting here now?
Yeah.
What's up?
Did you start smoking weed because did you introduce
No,
Daniel
no.
to
Oh
this?
shoot!
He got you.
No, hold on.
Because
hold
wait,
on.
Wait,
no.
or was
Okay.
it Blake? Because
No, no, no,
Dorian
no,
was
no.
living with us in high school, right? Were you in high school or junior high when you were living with us?
Junior high. Junior
Both.
Junior high?
high. And high school, actually.
And
Yeah.
high school.
The beginning of high school.
But Daniel's the one that introduced you to it.
Okay, hold on. Hold on.
It's gray.
Okay, so we were like we were in Ponca City, and this is like right before you left for Europe or whatever, or right after you had left for Europe, because you were gone for like a month or something, right?
5 weeks, yeah.
Yeah. So we were in Ponca City, and Darren and I already agreed that we were gonna lose our weed virginity together, our weed virginity together. And we were in Ponca City with two of our friends, and they were trying to get us to smoke, but I had promised Audra, my sister, that I would, she would be there for my first time. So I kept saying no, but Darren was trying to smoke with them, and I was like, no, we gotta wait.
They
Right?
was the homies, man.
Yeah.
Grew
And I
up
was like,
with
no, we gotta wait. So once we got back to Stillwater, because we stayed with them for
It was a good weekend because we went like
Yeah, it was like a
rode the
weekend, like a
quads
week or
and stuff, and went trail.
yeah, we did
that
a bunch of
was
shit.
fun.
Yeah, that was really fun. I wish I would have smoked weed, but if I had known it was gonna be that good, I would have just probably done it. But anyways, we waited till we got home, and then it was me, Rebecca, David, her ex-boyfriend, Audra, Darion, and it was just us. And Caitlin was downstairs in her room watching anime.
Doesn't Dave,
Yeah, and saving herself till marriage and shit. We were- okay.
She's a
But
saint.
David has a kid now, right?
saint.
Or am I tripping?
Hmm?
Doesn't David have a kid now?
Who?
David?
Rebecca's ex? I don't know about
could've
Rebecca's
swore.
ex.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
I think he had a kid
Even with Rebecca?
at some point. I don't know.
Okay.
But anyway, so it was kind of funny though, because we were in the kitchen at the house, and Darion's smoking out of like a little bowl, like just like a little pipe that he smokes out of now. But I tried to hit it and I couldn't do the carburetor. I didn't understand the concept of like hitting it and letting the carb go and getting like more air through it to like make it hit. And so I was like, I got you. And she went downstairs and came back up with a gravity bong, like a 2-liter. And she's like, all right, all you do is, I'm going to fill this thing up. You just suck in, get it all, go down, and then just take a second breath and hold as long as you can.
Hold up, that was your first time.
That was my first time.
So she,
Dude, I was
skull fucked
blasted.
you.
I
She
was,
skull
yeah.
fucked you with weed.
Yeah, and
Oh
2
my
weeks later,
God.
She's the whole
oh,
time.
dude, I was her little guinea pig. And
evil
2 weeks
grin on
later,
you.
I did Salvia 80X.
Jesus.
2 weeks later.
And you need to not name names because she would not be happy.
And we should probably cut out the second part. That's illegal, right?
I can literally bleep the name. I can
Yeah,
just
we can
bleep
bleep the
the
name.
name. Yeah, it's
That's
not a big
Okay,
deal.
just bleep the name.
And she wouldn't care. Like I'm
she would
thankful
care.
for it. I'm thankful for it. I mean, it was crazy that she was giving that many drugs to a child.
Developing.
It's like,
brain.
yeah, 80, yeah, Salvia, the most powerful hallucinogenic. You're 15. You just tried weed for the first time. Take it. no, but I just,
Hey, you're adopted. Your parents were on that point.
yeah, I know. She used to tell me I was
Hey,
adopted.
Darren.
My real parents were
Dan,
planes.
Dan, you gotta talk into the mic, bro.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, but so I took this hit of weed, and I held as long as I could, and I was like, oh shit. And as I exhaled, I threw up all over the dishwasher. I fucking threw up. But I was instantly high as balls. So then I run out of the kitchen, and I jump on the couch, and we had like this red couch that, I don't know, it felt so good though. I was laughing because I could feel like every hair on the couch just like hugging me. It was like hugging me. And then I remember I was like rolling there for a good amount of time, just laughing, giggling by myself. And everyone's like, Daniel, you just threw up, and I can't hear shit. So I can just hear the couch and the fibers wrestling around me.
So, my thing is the first time you guys smoked, was it the most intense high you had? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, definitely, probably.
the first time I smoked, it was one of those weeds that make you laugh real hard,
Oh, I was like,
and I was laughing so hard I was going in and out of consciousness.
dude, I was
I
tripping.
was laughing that much. It was
You,
insane.
Yeah,
I-
no, I love that though. I know
I-
what feeling you're talking about.
Yeah, it's great.
It's
and I've
really
been chasing that dragon ever since.
I was about to say that yeah, like chasing the
Have you
dragon.
heard that song? I
That's
didn't know
why I
that's what it
freebase
meant.
cocaine.
Yeah, it's heroin is what they're talking about in the song, though, I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Yeah.
That's,
then,
that's what they call it over
By the
there.
way,
Wait,
you know, me hearing
Lucy
all
in the
this
Sky with
later makes
Diamonds?
me feel like a failure as a
Why?
Oh,
So what? It's weed.
Now
Do
you
know-
know.
Do you know how many other kids were smoking weed at time?
And worse.
Yeah.
We never tried.
Yeah.
meth, but-
And I
Yeah,
quit.
you know how many?
I quit weed. I stopped smoking at like 18 or 19.
yeah.
I started like really.
I
not
started
fucking with it
smoking
anymore.
weed when kids around me were being sexually active. So,
Yeah,
Wait,
he was smoking
that could
weed
be
instead
any
of getting laid.
yeah, instead of getting laid.
He probably saved himself from
Who would
getting
compare
AIDS.
that? I mean, I'd rather my kid smoke weed than go and bang somebody.
Well, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, no.
I'm just
I
saying.
mean, I feel that way now. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I mean,
at
it's
least
weird.
he's not risking, STDs or a child at a young age.
That
Because
makes
if you have a
I
child,
mean, what was way worse for me was when I got prescribed Adderall. That was way worse for me than anything weed did to me.
eh.
Because
Yeah.
I got addicted to Adderall
Looking at
bad.
you,
I was
big
abusing the
corp-
shit out of it. I was abusing the shit out of it.
Adderall taught me what addiction was, but I never got that far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember,
Honestly,
I
the
got
hardest
pissed
thing-
off at my stepdad, and then I was like, "Fuck it, I'm tired of feeling like this." I was like crushing up an Adderall, and I was like, "Wait a second, whoa, I was like, I'm just pissed off. Why am I crushing up some Adderall to snort it, dude? Like, I need to chill.
What?
I need to chill."
Fuck my head.
And then well, that's my stepdad, but
Oh, yeah.
no, I was crushing up, and I stopped. Like, I was like, I was pissed off. I was like, wait.
Yeah,
This is addiction. I was like, this is literally addiction.
At least you were like clear enough to see it, though.
Well,
Most people don't see it until it's too late.
I mean, it's because I was pissed off, and I kept saying, like, why the fuck do I want to do Adderall? Because I hate Adderall. I hate the taste of it. I hate the way it feels, everything.
Yeah.
I was literally just wanting to be high.
Damn.
And that's what
crazy.
clicked in my
That's-
head, and I was like, oh, this is how you get addicted to shit.
Oh.
You need to flush that away.
I've always been pretty good about, like, if I feel really intensely, like, anger or something, or, like, sadness, I usually don't let myself do anything.
Yeah, and that was my realization. What you're saying you
Yeah.
do, that was my realization when I stopped doing that. But depression leads me back to marijuana typically. But here lately,
Yeah.
I got snapped out of the recent one with you and Johnny, which thank you guys.
Oh.
Yeah,
But
that's good.
that was just money is really tied to happiness for me. So it's
Yeah.
it's unhappiness.
2020 happened.
I don't know if
Okay,
that's like
that-
a man thing.
It doesn't buy happiness, but it relieves struggle, and that leaves room for happiness.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like a man thing.
I
Like,
think it kind of
because-
is. I don't know. It is for
because
me.
I
it's
want to
just like-
provide. I want to feel not worthless.
But my mom feels that way. I know my mom feels that way, like, money driven and shit. Or like,
Well, money doesn't relieve struggle; it relieves stress.
yeah,
Yeah, stress is
They're
struggle.
Yeah,
pretty
struggle is
synonymous.
stress.
Well, you can have
Synonymous.
other struggles.
That's true.
Well, yeah,
What
that's
I've
true,
dealt
I
with
guess,
the
yeah.
past year was a struggle
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
with your. I mean, that was
Yeah.
rough.
That was it.
Two sisters going through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah.
But relieve stress and you have room for happiness.
Yeah.
And plus, to me, I'm one of those, and I think you're
You know
like
what?
this too. I like being able to give to people,
Oh, yeah.
and it's hard to do when you're not making enough yourself and you're struggling to
Yeah,
get
that's
by
like,
yourself. I don't.
Yeah, that can be
like
a downfall
That.
sometimes.
I was gonna say money allows you to pursue happiness.
If they
That's
say
what I think.
if you say
Right.
money
Doesn't
can't
make you
buy
regret.
happiness, you can't disagree that money buys time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, it buys time.
That's what I would say.
Which
It
is your
buys,
most valuable asset. It buys experiences. You can go travel.
it'll buy you time to figure out what makes you happy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And-
And the freedom to do it because you're not, if you're actually financially independent and you're not like stuck at a job and you
Yes.
can survive, you can have the time, like you said.
But that's how the government wants us to be.
No,
I
you're
think.
completely right. I mean, look
Well, I
at
mean,
school.
we need
They want us
workers.
to
We-
be struggling and having to
need
work, so we
workers.
don't have time to think or do
well,
anything.
I mean, look at school. Every person who graduates school says school didn't teach me a damn thing. School didn't help me in a single way,
all the real
except
successful people.
for maybe up to second, third grade where I learned to read, write, and do addition and multiplication.
I did
about to
all
say-
that in speech, but you know what? When
They
I went
they produce
overseas,
slaves, is what they do. in
yeah, when
school.
I loved I loved school. I loved going
Well,
to college. I loved
college is
school.
different. I'm talking high school.
Right. Even that, I loved it. But when I went overseas for that year and a half, because I went to college for a year at St.
Yeah.
Gregory's, but I went overseas for that first time. I just went to France and Australia. I came back. Then I went back to college and then got offered to go to Italy. So I finally said yes. But I learned more in that year and a half living overseas and traveling to 27 other countries than I learned all through college and high school. Like truly.
Yeah, I can see that.
says a lot.
So was it more like on life and being happy?
Yeah, and just learning how. Who was
Because
the-
also we're very sheltered in America.
Oh,
super
definitely. Yeah.
That's a whole.
Oh, yeah.
Another podcast.
Yeah,
here.
Yeah, that
they,
was a whole other
they love to blind us.
Jeez.
Right, and when I first went in 1980, I was just amazed because I never cared about. I mean, I was a good student in high school, okay, but I never really retained it. I was a good test taker, and I never really retained stuff so much that I wasn't interested in. And politics, I definitely was not interested in, or things about our government. But when I went to France, all the young people my age knew more about America than I did. Like, really.
That's crazy.
That's kind of
see that.
crazy.
Yeah. So it makes you realize I mean, to me, the stupidest person is the one that thinks they already know everything and
Yeah, that's true. Too.
don't have anything
Trump
to learn.
2024. Okay.
Just shoot
I'm just
order
kidding.
there.
Y'all
I
move
don't
to
lean any way particular politician.
I do, but I like stocks.
I'm a
libertarian.
I'm invested.
Yeah, I like stocks.
not.
I like not going to
So,
World
I
War
make
III
money.
too.
So like Trump, if you could get back in and pump those stocks and make Papa rich,
Pump those
please do
stocks,
that.
make Papa
We
rich.
could be going to World War III.
Yeah, and I'm under the age of draft age, so
What?
nice knowing you guys.
I got a bad knee.
I used to have heart murmurs when I was 9.
He had like 2
Hey,
heart attacks in high
Darion,
school.
I mean, let's be realistic. If they start losing enough people, they don't give a fuck if your leg's fucked up.
Yeah,
You're
with my
a-
leg.
If you're
No.
you got heart murmurs, if your leg's
Oh.
fucked up, they don't give a
Yeah.
shit. You're a body to them.
Yeah.
Like, just
Not a
hold this
number.
gun
You
and
saw a Social
fire.
Security card number.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
shoot
I'm
till you
number
see
6
the
or-
whites
oh,
of their eyes.
And they've already talked about moving the draft age up to, well, they proposed 36,
30,
and now they're thinking about 32.
Dude, I'll just get a fake. I'll just get a fake ID. I'll be 42
One more
real quick.
year.
I'm going to go live in the Amazonian jungles and just be butt
Collect
naked.
cocoa
I mean-
leaves.
They're going to call me the albino devil down there.
All right.
I remember when Nanny got a draft notice from me, and back then they didn't draft women, of course.
Oh, so you're like
They-
Mulan back in the day too.
No, they just sent a draft letter for me and this guy Francois that was a French exchange student living with us at the time.
Francois.
And Nanny was
like
like,
lotion.
"What? You're a female and he's not even an American citizen." Like,
Oh,
That-
they
She
don't-
got
they're
it
just trying to
taken
get
care
rid
of, but-
What was even going on that they were going to draft you about?
Vietnam? Or
I don't even remember. It was
No, it was,
it was back in the
you were
80s.
born 1961, right?
Oh, so you were like 11 whenever.
I mean, it was a mistake. It
See,
was a
and that's our
mistake.
schools at work right there. And I wasn't know what the
So that'd
fuck
be
was going
Korean, wouldn't it?
on.
That's Korean War, isn't it? 80s?
80s.
No, Korean War was before
60,
that.
60s. Vietnam ended like the 70.
Yeah, it was like 72. Yeah, it was like 68, 72 or some shit like that. It was
All I
pretty. It was
remember
pretty
is
short.
Nam in Iraq. But
Man,
some-
we're
obviously
on the
something happened
internet, so if we
between.
sound
there was a
stupid, you
Korean
can
War,
correct
too.
us in the comments.
No,
like we don't have
our
this stuff
schooling
pulled
just
up.
proves our point right there. None of us knows what the heck just happened in this.
Oh, I know.
It
I
didn't
know
explain
when
it, but it's like
happened.
I'm not gonna remember shit from 5th grade.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, man, how many of y'all use the algebraic equation?
Oh, every day.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, I do
Every day.
use algebra quite often for the roofing. I will.
I was
say-
gonna say the only time you use it is for the job that needs the damn thing.
That requires
you know
it,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
As a
I-
citizen doing, you know what I'm saying, normal.
Actually-
I wake up and I
analyze-
think AB equals C all the time.
Yeah, a squared plus b squared equals c squared every time.
Yeah.
But you got to do parentheses first.
You know, I did shock myself one time whenever I figured out, like, with the whole stocks and everything. I know calculus. I didn't even know that. I taught it to myself. I
Isn't
was-
calculus science and math like put together?
Yes, essentially.
So how does
It's more like
start?
probabilities, stuff like that.
That's cool. Like problem solving.
Like, yeah.
So whenever you're doing options, calls, and puts, like, there's numbers and
You're pretty
There's
much betting and
numbers and
gambling, but it's like
algorithms
educated
and-
gambling.
yeah, it's educated
Okay.
guessing. And then
so
you
why
can-
didn't we learn that in school?
That was a
Because
school.
they don't want you rich. They want you
Yeah,
to be poor.
senior year.
And enslaved.
Yeah.
And enslaved to the system. They want you living paycheck to paycheck.
They
man.
gotta have people
because if,
running the
if
system.
everybody's rich, there's nobody to run the system.
That's true. That's right.
But I mean, also all that information's out there now. Shit, like there's no excuses.
Yeah, they don't even have to
You
try
can't blame
anymore.
the school like at this point.
yeah.
And they don't have to try anymore.
guess.
There's internet,
Yeah.
and everybody's got a phone.
And there's
Yeah.
plenty, and there's
But
plenty
I
of
mean,
kids
still,
that are
it's
coming
a
up
little bit
18 years
easier
old doing
to-
shit.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was saying there's plenty of kids that are like not even going to college because they're already millionaires at 18 doing drop shipping or doing marketing agencies and shit like that because you can
Or you know.
literally. Well, we all have an advantage right now just because we know computers more than the older generation.
Yeah, and
So it's like we can
That's
go
true.
and learn how to market way faster than some old guy that still owns a company that he made back in the 80s or something and go to that guy, but hey, I can do all your marketing for you, boost your sales,
and I'm just
pay,
one
pay
person,
me $2,000 a month.
and it's just one salary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
I mean, that's what
They have
marketing
multiple
agencies
clients.
do, and there's a lot that are ran by really young people,
Yeah.
all because they just know a computer better. That's it.
He was raised on that. Well, damn near raised on it.
No, we were playing Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
I
think-
went
I
to
think the
small
generation after us is
schools.
really
We didn't
raised
get
on it.
internet till I was like 13, 14.
That's
Yeah. But still, that's like
Maybe
prime
12,
time.
Maybe like 12.
Like prime time.
That's
Yeah,
a
see,
whale,
that's the
man.
thing. When I was growing up, we didn't have internet at all, of
You
course.
guys had carrier pigeons.
Yeah.
Oh, Assassin's Creed.
What was that like? Do you remember all the numbers from back then, like the phone numbers?
Yeah.
Yeah. You trying to drop some numbers? See if we can call those landlines later. I'm trying to do some prank calls.
527-2255,
Stacy's mom.
527-2256.
281-330-8004.
That's our real number. Stop.
That's your social security number. I'm gonna steal all your money.
I mean, I remember being on a party line, and I haven't heard of a party line in forever.
I feel like a
Not
party,
since I was like in 6th grade.
Yeah.
party line is pretty much just a merging of the
What,
phone
what,
call
what did we
now.
used to call? We used to call that something like a.
Three-way,
No,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
where
yeah,
you
three-way,
shared
yeah.
a landline with like several other families.
Oh, you shared a phone number?
Yeah, you shared a landline with several other families.
Whoa.
Oh, okay,
So-
yeah, no.
So you'd pick up
That's
the
not what
phone
we were
and they'd
talking
be like,
about.
I'm looking for such and such, and then you'd be like, oh no, and then they'd ring you.
Yeah, so you'd say, no, they're not here, and they'd call back, or the other person would pick up too. And sometimes you'd pick up the phone to use it, and there'd be a conversation going on.
That's
so you'd
different.
Did you ever
Cold as
did you
hell.
ever catch something dirty happening?
No.
Oh, Paula, I love it when you throw your walker away and you get them granny panties off, Paula.
What's another one? Agnew.
Agnew?
Agnes.
Oh, Agnes.
Esther.
Agnes.
Esther. Talking 1915. The influenza's just now finishing it up.
Oh, shit.
I was trying to think of Beatrice.
Yeah, Beatrice can still be
That's
used
kind
nowadays.
of
It's pretty modern.
long-lived. Beatrice.
Betty.
Betty
Ooh.
White.
Betty. R.I.P.
Betty, not the way that,
So, anyways, back to the whole. I mean, we just get off the single mom subject every time. But as far as
It's not that interesting.
it's not.
No.
It's very self-explanatory.
It's just not as fun.
Do you want to?
Let's choose something else.
All right. Let's
I mean, but single moms do deserve love.
They do.
They had their chance.
I just don't have that kind. Wow.
That's why they have
Nah.
kids. They love them unconditionally.
If she has a little
you-
body
you know-
Sorry,
count,
Mom, he said
Do
it.
you know what's really sad is that the divorce rate is so high.
Oh, yeah, it's so high. Highest.
how high
No,
is it?
truly.
No, I'm serious. I'm serious. It is. It's really high.
50%.
Yeah, it's literally like 50-50. Like half the
think,
people
honestly,
succeed.
Darian, I think in the black community it's up to like
It's
above
even higher.
70%
Yeah,
now.
yeah. We have
And
no-
it's almost like the government has taught the women to get on. I mean, she'd rather live on.
her own. She's just
This
gone
is
in.
what
She'd
Andrew
rather
Tate
live
was
on
talking
government
about.
help instead of have the dad. I mean, every kid needs a mother and a father.
think it's like
and
a-
hopefully they're not abusive and they don't have addiction problems.
Well, that's the
but-
problem with a lot of the whites is the fucking dudes are abusive and chug monsters before they go beat their wives.
Punching holes in the wall.
Chuck
But
from
too,
Mountain
I
Dew.
read-
What with your cows?
I can't
Drink Busch
remember
Light.
what study it was, but I read some study that was done recently where because back in my day, I was the last one in my graduating class to get married. I was 25.
Oh.
But now, I mean, y'all are all older than that, and y'all are not married.
I can't imagine being 16
just-
and having a kid. you know
So
what
the
I'm saying?
problem with
Yeah,
marriage.
But the study showed that men in their 20s and early 30s are not getting married at all like they used to.
We're
but
more
I think it's
lonely.
because
The
there's a
suicide
lot of
rates are
women.
up.
Yeah, and women are. I mean, I'm sorry. There's a lot of women that are ruining it for men.
They want that 2%
like-
dude.
Oh, hold up.
In
It's
what way?
also
Hold up.
law firms. Law firms. I don't remember what major law firm it is, but they did a study of all their divorce cases, and it was like 80% of the women are initiating the divorce.
So it's like, damn.
They got the most options being women.
And in Oklahoma, it's a as far as legality goes, it's a female state. So like they're giving
They're
all your
gonna
shit
get-
to
yeah.
her.
Oh yeah,
And
for
see,
sure, yeah.
Yeah.
True.
That's
thing
not
is,
fair.
it-
And one thing that
The
I
laws haven't changed since women
One
got in the
thing-
workplace.
One thing that really upsets me about women, and I know people will rake all over me for this, but the women that, are men, if they, there's a lot of men that do it too, possibly, but mainly I hear of women that will not let the father see the children
Out of
if
spite.
they're behind in child support. I never got child support. I never wanted it. And I let my children see their dad whenever they wanted. I
Yeah.
think that is just stupid. I think it's wrong for the kids.
You mean he wants to see
And,
the
and it's
kids?
just like
Selfish,
they're
yeah.
spiting. They're hurting their kids
You
out
know,
of spite.
Yeah,
you know,
they're just
for-
using the guy as a money pot, and then, yeah.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny? It's funny you say that. My dad actually had caught up on his child support, and they didn't file the paperwork here in Payne County, and they still arrested him because he got pulled over speeding.
Wow.
Because he didn't. Yeah, you can get arrested. So it's just ironic to me. Oh, you're not paying child support? Well, we're going to arrest you to teach you a lesson. Then you'll lose your job and you still can't pay child support.
Yeah, and then they'll take your license
But
away.
you know the government makes money off child support too.
Yeah, they do.
It's
Yeah.
all it's
It's all-
it's
it's all
It's all a
sickening.
little
fucked.
scheme.
It's not even going to the child support or to the child. I mean,
Yeah.
half.
And so all the people
Going to get the
getting
nails
divorced are
done.
just playing in the government.
I
Oh,
would
yeah,
just-
that's,
I
I
mean,
think
that's
child
true too.
support
But I
should
was
start-
saying they tack on more money onto the child support and they take a percentage off the top. The government's a mafia, guys. It's just the mob.
They're the biggest gangsters around. What you
Yeah,
talking
the
about?
biggest gangsters.
But I was gonna say, yeah, if they are gonna do child support, the people with it or using it should have receipts. That way, they know they're actually using it
Yeah.
for the children.
Well, I mean, I
that's
think
for
the
a
laws are
caseworker.
slowly starting to change. I don't know how quick
They should be
are.
because some of these
I mean-
celebrities that are paying. I mean, I know they make bukus of money.
but
but
still, like
pay-
a child
paying-
doesn't need.
Paying $10,000 a month for one kid in
Yeah.
child support, like
I
really?
think
Like-
Lana Rhodes got pregnant with some basketball players.
No, that's Brittany Reiner.
They probably both.
Oh,
did.
no, it was Brittany
This'll
Reiner.
make
Yeah.
this'll make you freak out, Momma G. Brittany Reiner is an Instagram influencer. Might as well just call her a porn star at this point.
She's a hoe.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
She
She's an Insta
openly admitted after filing for divorce after being with her man for a year. She was with her man for a year, had a baby. So they were intimate for 2 months. She got pregnant, and then after she had the kid, she filed for divorce and openly said on video that she did it for the money, and she still
said, "Get
got
the
the
bag,"
child
right?
support. She still secured the bag.
She said, "Secure the
That
bag."
is-
See,
Same.
that's wrong, and that's why I can understand because it's
And-
females like that
and that's
just
what's being
ruin it.
glorified.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing.
Millions
I don't
just-
think I'll ever get married on paper. Like, I'll have a
See,
ceremony
I
and
was
stuff,
just-
but
I-
why
but
do you
see,
need the paper?
A girl that
Why?
I'm seriously talking to, I just talked to her about that actually. Like,
I just
there
don't see
is
the
no
point
separ-
of legally binding it when
there's
you
no
could just have the
separation of church
ceremony
and-
and
It's for taxes.
It's for taxes. Yeah.
I'd rather pay taxes than to
Like-
break up and have to give away all my shit.
Exactly.
Well, you know what? If you live together for so long, it's considered common law anyway. So it doesn't
Do
make
they
a
even
difference.
follow
Really?
that?
I
She
Just
can have
Oklahoma
a, she can
follow
have a
that?
house in her name
About
over
to
there.
say,
I'll
we could
buy
be
it.
next door neighbors.
Yeah, I just talked to a girl I'm talking to about that actually. It's funny. There is no church. So America was founded on a separation of church and state, but the state is all over that shit now. I mean, they got their grubby fingers all in marriage.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be okay with I'd be okay with getting married if I knew the government wasn't involved. So now
Yeah.
it's just gonna take a very special lady to
Or-
get me to do that kind of commitment because there's a lot of crap that comes along
Or
with it.
me.
And it takes
Okay.
Or yeah.
it takes commitment. It takes commitment, like Chad said, and work. Because being married isn't all happy.
No,
No,
it's
it's
never
definitely
gonna be.
struggle.
Yeah.
I don't think I could live with anybody forever. Besides maybe Johnny. I don't know.
Forever. Forever. Need some space, you know. Every now and then you
Well, I mean, you can make space in your house. You just gotta communicate.
get a big ass house.
Well, now too, the government's making
we
it
should probably just
hard
get a
for
mansion at
one
this point with
person to
all
live
us.
alone.
Yeah.
What's up?
Well,
The government's made it. I mean, because of
Well, I mean, inflation
everything.
and minimum wage. Shit.
you
Well,
know.
yeah. Well, it's also.
Damn, we got political.
It's not too political. I mean, that's
Not
more
too
like
political, yeah.
that's not really political. I mean, it's just talking about. I mean,
like
if we're
li-
talking
living
about
with
dating,
Socioeconomics. Yeah.
if we're talking about dating, these things are definitely gonna come up.
Oh, definitely.
Man, I don't remember what I was gonna say though.
I'm gonna say, where
Fuck
we
you,
going?
my bad.
I was gonna say the mother child support thingy with the parents using people to get the kids.
Yeah, what's up?
Oh wait, did we finish that?
I mean, did you have something to say? You said you were gonna say
Did
something.
you eat a whole bottle of Tito's?
I just got actually no, but can I get that? Real quick? Johnny,
Yeah.
can I get that?
Can I get that liquor real quick, bud?
Oh, if
Oh.
you get,
By the way, I'm legal.
can you hand me that black cup?
By the way,
22.
By the way, he's 19. Look at that baby face.
This is just water.
No, it's definitely Instagram influencers and social media have ruined, and we're not saying like
Oh,
every
yeah,
single girl
dating.
out there is bad. There's guys that do crappy things too.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
a ton
Yeah,
of men that
there's
do
ton of
crappy
there's
things.
ton of men that are just as bad.
It's 50-50.
Okay. There's a whole bunch of player men out there. Okay. But
Abusers.
we
dude.
don't
Every
want-
girl I talk to has abuse story.
Yeah, at least one abuse story.
Every
yeah,
single
hitting
one
a
I talk
woman,
to
go
has
see
an
a
abuse
therapist.
story.
And what's even worse is every girl's got a story where an older man, like 30s, tried to put hands on her when she was like 14.
oh yeah, that's super common.
They have
That's
they have
creepy.
One. Yeah, that's creepy. Oh yeah,
Yeah. And it's
Wait.
extremely common.
it's very common.
That's sad.
It's more common
very
than it's not common. Like,
And Well, I'm sure it's just because I had something happen to me once just because I was American too.
Whoa.
And was treated a totally different way in an instant. Because the whole time, when I lived on the French farm, I'll just go ahead and tell it. When I lived on the French farm, there was this man that drove a truck to come pick up the sugar beets once a month. And I always went out there to help him. And of course, we always spoke in French, right? So he came for like 4 months. And then this fourth month, we were in the barn and we were talking. And then he asked me what part of Germany I was from. And I was like, I'm not German. He goes, oh, you're Swiss? And I said, no, I'm American. Within a second, he had me against the wall.
Dang.
What?
Whoa. Like
sexually?
Like assault-wise? Oh.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What
And
is
I
you
was-
being Swiss, or is it because you're not from that continent?
No, because the TV shows they watch over there, they
just
think all
portrays-
American women are easy.
Oh, like all American
And,
women. Like,
and
just
remember,
want
I
it.
was 19. This was like a 50-something-year-old man.
that's
I
not-
I
what
had
the
him on the
fuck?
ground in a second, and I ran inside. I
Oh,
never
dang.
told the host family, but he came 2 times after that when I lived there, and I wouldn't go out there.
What the
I
fuck?
just-
What the hell?
Yeah,
I
and
hope
it
he-
was.
I
mean,
really
it
hope
was
he's
so
dead.
instantaneous. It was so instantaneous. It was unreal. Because he had always treated me with respect, been nice to me.
I'd be like, yeah, I'm from Germany, and my
Well, I didn't
grandpa's
know he
Hitler,
was
so you
gonna-
better back the fuck
I
up.
didn't know he was gonna. I was 19 and naive. I didn't know he was gonna have that reaction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that was
Probably
your
trying to figure out
first
where you're
time.
from.
Like, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, hey,
I
you never
mean,
know what people
he's like
thinking,
dead
bro.
by now, so
yeah,
I don't have to go on a.
definitely gone.
Yeah.
You know, this is crazy. Did you ever think to yourself while you were down there in the 80s that World War II had just ended 40 years ago?
Yeah, because my dad fought in World War II.
Oh, shoot.
Yep. My pal.
Yeah.
Well, respect. Much respect.
I remember going to his
And
closet
see-
one time. He was showing me his guns, and he had a double barrel shotgun with a 9mm barrel on top in between.
I've seen that. They still sell
and
those.
and I'm pretty sure he told me he's killed people with it before. I mean,
Yeah.
he had it.
But
He said he had it. in the
never
war.
talked. Oh,
I mean,
just
show
made me
that.
think of a
Say it.
sto-
It's your
It just
fault.
made me think of a story about my dad that
It's
I
all
love.
content.
Say
To
it,
where
say
I
it.
think that, you know, I mean, you know how everybody's getting offended so easily today and they lose their temper?
We don't care.
Anyway, there's a story about my dad that he didn't tell me. My dad never talked about the war. But, and until he had to mention I took care of him the last 10 years of his life. But a couple of his war buddies told me that one time they were in a bar, and my dad served in, I believe, Okinawa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Okinawa, Marshall Islands, places like that. But they said they were in this bar and they were sitting at bar stools, and my dad was turned like this, talking to them, and a guy came up and just sucker punched him right in the face. He didn't see it coming, and it knocked him to the floor. And they said, you know, where some men would get up just fighting back. They said my dad got up real calmly, brushed his pants off, and looked that guy in the eye and said, if that's all you got, you're in a lot of trouble. And they said at that point, the guy goes, oh, no, you're not so-and-so. And he turned tail and ran out of the bar.
Oh, shit.
I should have hit the wrong guy.
This
Yeah.
guy's going to murder me.
He's like, oh, he's serious. He's too calm after that.
He's an equalizer.
Yeah,
He's
but
an
they said he didn't raise his
Denzel
voice.
Washington.
He's like, I
you
already know
got
how many
3
seconds I got.
bro.
Yeah, they said he didn't raise his voice or anything. Just real calmly and seriously.
Yeah.
They said, if that's all you got, you're in a lot of trouble.
That's
Dang.
scary stuff.
Yeah.
Damn.
If you get socks, if you imagine socking someone out and they get up and they're like,
Uh,
they're like,
completely
"Really?"
calm.
I'll tell you.
Yeah,
That's
that's scary.
scary.
That's scary to me, I know.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. We're not really worried about offending people because at the end of the day, those aren't the
You
fans
know,
we want.
no, we
Right,
are,
right.
we
We
are
don't want
completely
those fans.
uncensored here, like completely.
Yeah, I mean,
Fuck
I-
shit,
no,
bitch, cunt.
I'm tired. People
What's that
get too
famous comedian?
offensive too easily.
yeah.
I'm
it gets
sick of it.
old, and
Yeah,
it
I
also
know.
ruins good stories. Like
Censoring.
well, I'm happy you told the story, but there's a party that was worried about telling that story. That should not happen. That's history.
No, what
That's
I'm
important stuff.
talking about, what I meant was the way people react. They're just ready to react. Like to me, it really speaks something if you can react calmly like that instead of just jumping up, yelling, and
get mad.
screaming.
I
That's
gotcha.
what I meant,
Okay.
really.
Well,
Yeah,
just to be
because
clear,
my dad was one of those that taught me sometimes it takes a greater person to walk away from a fight than it does to fight.
oh yeah,
Like,
100%.
you know, yeah.
I mean, like World War III about to happen. Walk away, Biden.
Walk away.
And just to be clear to the viewers, if you're offended by this, we don't want you as a fan. Go fuck yourself.
Pussies.
Yeah. Well, that's an
Yeah.
hour, guys.
That's
Do we
an
want to call
hour.
it? You
fuck,
still
I
you
was-
still
I was
got
about
more
to say
juice in
something,
you?
but
Still got more juice
I'm
in you?
fine, I'm fine. I don't go
About
to
some
work till
juicy
noon.
shit.
By the way, we got Johnny back there on the mic. I know he's a host, but he's really being helpful
Did
back
you just
there.
call him a hoe?
Giving Darion
Host.
some practice.
Host.
How are
on
we
the
looking
mic.
on the battery up at the top? Does it tell you, or is it still on that screen?
Let me make sure I'm recording out here too.
Yeah.
Oh, what was I gonna ask?
Is it almost drained? All right, just to be safe and get a good outro and have a clean video for once.
Yeah, no. clean
Guys,
outro.
this is the after party. I want to thank Momma G for coming on.
That's my mom.
Much appreciated. Just so you know, everything you said is interesting. I laughed my butt off. There's Danny and then Darion. Signing out, guys. Take it easy. Thanks for watching.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.